Montana, vast, untamed, and hauntingly beautiful. A place where nature hums louder than the sound of human life, and where the wilderness holds secrets far older than any town nearby. In the summer of 2000, a young couple set out on what was supposed to be the adventure of a lifetime, a honeymoon spent exploring the raw heart of the American frontier. But within days, their story turned from one of love and celebration to a mystery that would echo for nearly a quarter of a century. This is the story of Evan and Lily Hartwell, the newlyweds who vanished without a trace in Montana's Bitterroot wilderness. It's one of the most haunting true mysteries ever to emerge from the American wilderness, the story of Evan and Lily Hartwell, the newlyweds who disappeared in Montana's vast expanse. If you love chilling, mysterious stories like this one, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss the next case we uncover together. Now, let's begin. It was June of 2000, the air warm, the pine forests lush, and the rivers swollen with melted snow from the peaks. Evan Hartwell was 27, a high school science teacher from Oregon. Lily was 25, a talented painter who had just opened her first art studio. They had met 3 years earlier at a friend's camping trip near Crater Lake, bonding over a shared love of wild places. Their honeymoon plan was simple: spend 2 weeks hiking through Montana's Bitterroot Mountains, camping under the stars, and documenting their journey in Lily's sketchbook and Evan's journal. Their families thought it was romantic, but also risky. The Bitterroot was no casual hiking trail. The terrain was rugged, the trails poorly marked, and cell service practically non-existent back in 2000. Still, Evan reassured everyone. "We'll be fine. I've planned every route, packed GPS, maps, emergency radio. This will be the trip of our lives." They left their car parked at a trailhead near Lake Como on June 8th. A ranger later remembered seeing them that morning, holding hands, smiling, and waving before they disappeared into the trees. That would be the last confirmed sighting of Evan and Lily Hartwell. Days passed. Then a week. When the couple failed to return by June 20th, their families grew worried. Calls went unanswered, and their car remained untouched at the same trailhead. A search was launched by Ravalli County authorities, one of the largest in Montana that summer. Dozens of volunteers, dogs, and helicopters combed miles of trails. They found small things at first: Lily's blue scarf, snagged on a branch deep in the forest; a camping mug, half buried in moss. But no sign of the couple themselves. The search teams reported unpredictable weather, rain turning to sleet, fog blanketing the valleys, and nights so cold their radio batteries froze. A rescuer later said, "It felt like the mountains swallowed them whole. 1 minute you thought you heard something, a voice, an echo, and the next, there was nothing. Just silence." As the weeks turned to months, the search was scaled back. With no bodies, no campsite remains, and no credible leads, the case faded into uncertainty. Still, theories flooded in. Some believed the couple had fallen victim to a bear attack, though no remains or signs of struggle were ever found. Others thought they had gotten lost in a storm, perhaps injured, trapped in a ravine. But there were darker theories too. A handful of hikers claimed to have seen a strange man camping alone near the trail around that time, someone who didn't seem like a hiker. No identity was ever confirmed. For Lily's parents, the waiting was unbearable. Her mother kept her art studio untouched for years, brushes still sitting in water jars, an unfinished painting on the easel of a mountain sunset that looked eerily like Bitterroot Ridge. Evan's father, a retired ranger, returned to the area every summer for years after, retracing his son's last known route, hoping, praying, that something might turn up. But the wilderness remained silent. By 2010, the Hartwell case had become one of Montana's oldest missing person mysteries. Documentaries and online forums picked it up occasionally, The vanished Newlyweds of Bitterroot, they called it. People speculated endlessly about what could have happened in such vast terrain. A few private search groups made attempts in the 2010s, but dense forest growth and landslides had altered many parts of the original trails. A wildfire in 2017 even destroyed portions of the area, erasing potential clues forever. But then, in late 2023 to 23 years after they disappeared, something unexpected happened. A severe storm caused a rockslide deep within a secluded part of the range, an area few had ever explored. When a team of wildlife researchers visited the site months later, they found something half buried beneath the fallen debris. It wasn't animal remains. It wasn't rock or equipment. It was a weathered metal canister, the kind used to protect documents or maps from moisture. Inside it was a small notebook, sealed in a plastic bag. The handwriting had faded, but the name on the first page was still clear. Property of Evan and Lily Hartwell. When the research team turned the notebook over to authorities in early 2024, it reignited a mystery long thought to be buried with time. Detective Marla Jennings from the Ravalli County Sheriff's Department, who had just started her career as a rookie when the couple went missing in 2000, was now close to retirement. When she got the call, she said her heart nearly stopped. "I thought I'd never hear that name again," she told reporters. "Evan and Lily were the case that haunted me the most. To think something might finally surface after all these years." The notebook, though damaged by time and moisture, contained fragments of handwritten entries. Each dated, each brief. The first few pages reflected happiness, sketches of mountains, notes about campfires, and a rough map of their intended route. But the later pages grew erratic, rushed handwriting, shaky lines, and fragmented phrases that hinted at fear. One entry, dated June 14, 2000, read, "Something feels wrong. We heard voices last night. Thought it was another camp, but no firelight. Just echoes. Lily's scared. We're packing up at dawn." Another, later one said, "We took the ridge trail, but it's not on the map. Radio's dead. Compass acting strange. Fog everywhere. Don't know where we are anymore." The final entry, scrawled unevenly, "If someone finds this, tell our families we tried to find our way out. Lily's hurt. Storm coming. We're staying by the creek near the split rock." That was the last line Evan ever wrote. Within weeks, a coordinated expedition formed, including local authorities, a forensics team, and a small group of professional mountaineers, to locate the area described in Evan's final note. Using topographic overlays, they identified a remote valley 14 miles south of the original trailhead, accessible only by helicopter and a half-day hike through unstable terrain. When they finally reached it, what they found left everyone silent. Near the base of a split boulder, partially covered by years of moss and debris, lay remnants of an old campsite, the rusted frame of a tent, a melted gas canister, and a torn section of a canvas backpack. A few meters away, beneath a tree root exposed by the recent landslide, investigators uncovered a small silver pendant, engraved with the initials LH. Forensic testing later confirmed it belonged to Lily Hartwell. Not far from that, they found a wedding ring, still looped on a brittle strip of cloth. But most chilling of all was what lay a few feet beyond the creek bed, a shallow depression filled with bones. Time and nature had reduced them to fragments, but DNA testing confirmed the truth. After 24 years, the remains of Evan and Lily Hartwell had finally been found. The discovery sent ripples across Montana. News stations covered it for weeks. After 24 years, the Newlyweds of Bitterroot are found. Families of other missing hikers reached out, hoping for their own closure. But what truly gripped investigators was the condition of the site. There were no signs of a struggle, no evidence of wildlife attack, and no human interference beyond their own. It seemed the couple had simply become disoriented after leaving the mapped trail, likely due to fog and damaged equipment, and then succumbed to exposure. The creek area where they had camped sat in a narrow valley that rarely sees sunlight. Even in summer, temperatures there dropped below freezing at night. Experts believe that after Lily was injured, likely from a fall near the ridge, the pair decided to camp by the creek, waiting for the weather to clear. It never did. They probably died within days, less than 2 miles from where the first search team had stopped in 2000. Among the artifacts recovered was a waterproof case containing Lily's sketchbook. Inside were faint watercolor images, blurred and water-stained, but hauntingly beautiful. One of the last sketches showed a sunset over 2 peaks, with the words, "We'll find our way home, together." The families of Evan and Lily decided to hold a small joint memorial near Lake Como that summer. Dozens of people attended, old search volunteers, rangers, and locals who still remembered the story. Detective Jennings stood beside the Hartwells' parents as they scattered ashes near the water. "They loved this place," Lily's mother said softly. "And maybe, in a way, it loved them back enough to finally let them go." In the months following the discovery, Montana's Department of Forestry renamed a section of the trail as Hartwell Pass, with a memorial plaque reminding hikers to always log their routes and never underestimate the wild. The recovered notebook and sketchbook were preserved and later donated to a small museum in Missoula, displayed side by side under glass, open to the pages that tell the final days of a young couple who simply wanted to celebrate love and freedom. And though the mystery of what truly led them astray may never be known, whether it was nature, fate, or something else in the wilderness, one truth remained clear. Their story had finally found its ending. The Bitterroot Mountains stretch endlessly, peaks that scrape the clouds, forests older than memory itself. For every mystery they reveal, 100 more remain hidden under stone and shadow. Evan and Lily's story reminds us that nature is beautiful, but also unforgiving. That even love and adventure can be tested in the heart of the wild. And that sometimes, closure doesn't come from finding all the answers, but from finally letting go of the questions. But somewhere deep within the Bitterroot Mountains, that adventure turned into a nightmare. They vanished without a trace, no calls, no signals, not even a footprint. For 24 years, the wilderness kept it secret, until something unbelievable surfaced.